There. Sorry. See, it was just me. Everyone that typed, "Where's Mama Bear?" You should all be ashamed of yourselves. You should all be apologizing to me right now. Each and every one of you. No, 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 no. Stop it. No noise, blah, blah, blah. Who said it? Come on. I know someone. Well, I know one of you said it. Which one of you said it? I'm going through all the comments now. No sound. Bear. No sound. Bear. Can you hear you? I do hear me, damn it. I do hear me. Do you hear you, brother? Jim, you only want me to do the medal round again because you won. You're so greedy with those doggone medals. Okay, my sound's back on. I'm sorry. No one else say anything about sound. I only just caught it. I had already begun reading your comments, and that's why I found it. Craig Gilmore, no sound right back at you, buddy. I can't hear you at all, Craig Gilmore, okay? That's right. The bear was cracking himself up. He's yapping and a yapping. No, Anna, I was not yapping to my first supporter ever. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. So it was Jim. You won. You were you won number one again. You're the heavyweight champion of the world. And then I was cracking up because John Leon was in second 8 times, and so that's why I was going like this when I was counting all of it down with my fingers. You guys couldn't hear me, but I was talking about how John Leon took over second place by like 8 dudes. He's like over and over again, John, and then Mark Vargas. I was like, Jesus. And there's just one Jim Vandal, and then it's just John. Then 2 Marks and an SA Big Dog. So shout out to SA Big Dog for coming in 4th there. Very close. Let's see. And then in 1st through 3rd, it was Josh Russell, the return of the legend champion, my guy, Josh Russell. That's why I looked up and I was crying on high like I was on a mountaintop, seeing the return of the great one. That is Josh Russell. Lucky Pace, that silver-tongued son of a gun. See, Lucky, I came up with a new nickname. You hadn't heard it. So see, now I'm doing you double, awesome because I'm repeating it. I was saying, that Luther Vandross kind of sound you have. And then in 3rd place, I said Bob Stannard, but then I really shouted, Casey Stannard. And so I started laughing because I assumed you guys could hear me. So, because I was crushing my good friend Bob again and basically shouting out his wife's name instead of his, even though he sort of won. I'm sure she's there somewhere, so she wins. That's all there is to it, Bob. You just deal with that. I have a show to do. I swear. I really do. I have Reader Football. And it's fairly interesting stuff, I swear. Let me just get my screens back up here again because they went down while I was doing other stuff. Okay, and get this other screen up. Let me see, where's that right there? And that right there. Yeah, I need those two. Okay, and Rumple do. I sound like we're doing Romper Room. That CD Lamb contract, man, broke the internet. Now all these other wide receivers are going to want their money now. And I got to imagine Devontae Adams is somewhere quietly making it very known that he wants his money. You know what I mean? I would be willing to bet money on it. Money double entendre there. Okay. So initially I announced the other night that we let go of certain players, but some of them we have already brought back. For example, just yesterday we signed cornerback Darnay Holmes. We claimed safety Thomas Harper via waivers from the Los Angeles Chargers. We claimed defensive tackle Jonah Lalu. Also from waivers from the Colts. So the Colts were kind of hoping that guy would make it through waivers. He did not. And I know the Chargers were hoping that Thomas Harper would make it through. We'll talk about Thomas Harper in a second. Some really cool stuff to tell you about that. And then also we waived Byron Young. We kind of saw that coming. We placed Brandon Faison on the injured reserve list. But we also let go of MJ Devonshire. But I don't know if you guys remember, I did tell you yesterday that I felt like MJ Devonshire would be back with us relatively quickly, and he is. Also, offensive lineman Corey Luciano, defensive end Ellerson Smith, and defensive end Ron Stone Jr., which, I don't know, again, if you remember, there were a couple of players when I was going down that long list of players, so I apologize. I know it's hard to remember. But one of the names I was saying I thought would be back, I was surprised it was on the list, was Ron Stone Jr., and he's back. He's on injured reserve right now, but he's still back with the team. We signed defensive end David Agoa. Wide receiver Alex Backman. I was excited to see that. Alex Backman is the kid we brought in from the Giants. Super, buff build, really great fitness, super quick on his feet, great hands. He's going to be a real nice addition to us in the slot. In addition to him, I lost my place. Quarterback Carter Bradley. We brought back our former coach, Gus Bradley's son at quarterback. We brought in guard Ben Brown, huge guy. He could be really helpful. Defensive tackle Matthew Butler, so that's cool. He made it through waves. We got him back. Jalen Guyton, that was another one I was surprised we all talked about that, but Jalen Guyton made it back. Also, the beloved running back Sincere McCormick, he made it back with us. Center Will Putnam, that's incredible. I'm very surprised at that. Will Putnam is a very valuable center. I'm very surprised no one made a move there because centers are just so valuable. Safety Phelan Sanford, he's back with us. Tight end John Samuel Shanker is back with us. Defensive end Charles Snowden, that was a great here because he was looking really good in camp. I was surprised at that one, but since nobody really knows that, that in depth about our guys, more than likely that's probably why he made it through because he's talented. Corner Sam Webb is back. I was super bummed that we lost Sam Webb, so to get him back, that's incredible. And then Christian Wilkerson, which was the one I was the most confused about, and I just felt like these are some of the guys that would end up making it right back on the team, and they did. Okay, so as of today, we signed cornerback MJ Devonshire back to the team, tight end Justin Shorter to the practice squad. We released cornerback Brandon Faison from the injured reserve list. I'm not surprised by that because, to be honest with you, Brandon Faison these last 2-3 years, his problem hasn't been his abilities, it's been his availabilities. And when you factor that into the fact that he's just going to miss games, you know what I mean? It's just not good. And then when you get him back, how long are you going to have him back before you go, he's missing games again? So in effect, you're just sort of holding a deck chair on the Titanic for someone that's never going to leave their bed because they're depressed in their boat room and it's going to fill up with water soon. That's a terrible analogy. Okay, now, I was talking about the fact that I wanted to prepare Raider Nation. I wanted to be one of the first people to really go out there and say, now I'm on board, and not on board, that's a bad word choice. I now agree with some of the people out there that are saying that Davante Adams wants out. I think he's trying to do a really soft shell push on the Raiders to release him or trade him at some point. When you consider the guy was on a Hall of Fame numbers pace, and now what he's dropped off to because we got rid of Derek Carr, we bring in Jimmy G nobody, and now you put him in front of a rookie, and then the rookie's so at best. Even I'll admit, Aiden O'Connell's start was so. And then what do you have behind that? So, we dumped Anthony Brown. We're talking about Carter Bradley now. And, and Carter Bradley at best is a project. So we have a veteran journeyman, a puppy, and a even younger puppy. Because Aiden O'Connell's a puppy with a year experience, and Carter Bradley's a semi-puppy. James Walker, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Hi, Princetta. Okay, so now I have sound. I have to get past all those. I can't hear you. You're not talking. Blah, blah, blah. Carlos Magana, what's up, man? Denton Rhodes, I see you, brother. What's up? Okay, let me see. Greetings, Raider Bear. If you enunciate your words well and move your microphone, I might be able to read your lips. I thought I'd gotten past the no sound ones there, okay? All right? Oh. We've been telling you. Oh. I'm sorry, Joseph, that you don't know by now to always get Mama Bear to do a sound check before every show. It wasn't that. The reason I found out what it was, there's an auto mute that kicks in if the microphone gets unplugged. And just before I was going to start, it got unplugged. And then I didn't realize, and then I went to start the show, and yeah, started the countdown, and yeah. And since I can't hear you guys, I can't know until I really go to start reading comments. And usually I don't start going to do that until I've actually gotten through some of what I'm doing. And yes, I know you love me. I love you, bye guys, more. When you're the king, you only have to make one comment, and John Leon, no excuses. Shedeur Sanders put on some weight, up to 6'2", 210 now. He looks great tonight, but that Travis Hunter is a beast. Y'all see that catch? Yeah, Travis. But regardless, it's going to be another problem there. We're not going to be able to get to Shedeur Sanders. I just don't think we're going to get a pick high enough to really get that guy, and I don't think we're going to be able to move high enough to get that guy because he's probably going to be either the number 1 or number 2 as far as quarterback off the board. So like one guy might go first, the guy from Georgia, and then he would go maybe 3rd. Or 4th, something like that. But he's just not going to reach us. I think we're 8th. There's no way Shedeur gets to 8th. And I don't think that most of our opponents are going to let us move up to try and get him and, get that guy that could be a lifetime quarterback for us. You have also got to hit that like button, Jim. No excuses. I shouldn't have to remind you. Let's blow this channel up so we have more Raiders in the front lawn. I like that. Jim Garrison, I just read a report. We paid off Face On and let him go. It was on Facebook, so it could be fake, but who knows? No, Jim, I figured he was either that or they just outright released him because he was healthy, like going right up to the deadline, and then suddenly he got banged up a little bit, and then right when they were at the deadline, he, I guess, popped up with some kind of real late injury, and so they let him go. I mean, it's just sad because you really can't keep him if he can't stay on the field because he's already an older guy. He's not going to get better. He's going to get worse. So, let's see. Someone said there was a surprise UA for Jack Jones. They trying to slow our momentum. Honestly, they're going to do whatever they're going to do. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I watch the team go out there and get it done. What's up, Bear? Do you ever second guess our coach, Pete Vasquez? I do not second guess our coach, not yet. In other words, to me, especially a young coach that is demonstrating that he's trying to do everything with as least amount of errors as possible because he hired 2 successful former head coaches and hired them on both as an offense and a defensive assistant with his play calling on both sides of the ball. I think that's brilliant. It shows a lack of ego. It means he doesn't care that people are going to see that as him splitting the fame, the credit, so to speak, for how the team wins. Is it if we start winning and the offense and the defense suddenly start playing great and we start winning lots of games, is it all AP? Is a lot of that Marvin Lewis? Is it, Philbin? So. Oh, what's up, Niner Sickness? You guys signed your guy? That's good. I mean, you had to figure that he was trying to leverage the Niners just to get a few bucks more. And what wide receiver shouldn't do that? You know what I mean? To me, every wide receiver should do that. If Devontae Adams gets a mega super offer, from the Jets, and the Raiders want to take it to let him go there, let him go there. If it gives us 2 first-round picks, something crazy, a 3 and a 5 and a 7. If they were willing to give us all that, then Devontae, it was nice knowing you. Yeah, Mark Vargas, Byron Young to the Eagles, and of course, he's going to probably start playing great with that staff there. Bear, I'm not as concerned about our quarterback situation as other people might be. You said we are going to be a run-first offense, and if our defense performs the way that we all think it will, if we can score 21 points a game, I see 10 or 11 wins easily. And if by chance we can average 24 to 27, I think the division is a wrap. Okay, well, it's not a wrap because even if we did score 24-27 a game, that's what the Chiefs score too. So we would have to get into another in the mud battle with them, and that's what they don't like. We found that out this last year when we finally beat the Chiefs, especially on Christmas. That was especially tasty. But sorry, I'm still enjoying that like immensely. But we exposed that they do not like getting banged around. They do not like their timing thrown off on their offense. It isn't so much stopping the run as it is throwing the timing off of their offense. Because, see, they don't want to run. And when they do run, it's usually only once or twice every 7 to 8 downs. They're going to mix in 2 runs. And the rest of it's going to be intricate throws to the right or the left and at different levels. Sometimes at the bubble screen, sometimes at the slant, sometimes at the deep cross, tight end to Travis Kelce, etc., etc. So we have to watch for that. And like you said, if we play good defense, run the ball, really grind it out, I still think we can win that way, but we can't win the whole season that way. They have to get the offense right. And by right, I mean there is absolutely no reason. There's absolutely no reason. Everyone listen to me carefully. There is absolutely no reason why we cannot dominate the offense, be a top 10 offensive team in football with a game-managing quarterback, which we have 2 of, that will just hit guys left and right, just matriculate the ball down the field. Yeah, I'm stealing a Chief word just to rile them a little bit more. And just in case my friend Moody's watching. He's a huge Chiefs fan. And if we win by doing that, and of course, mixing in much run, pass, run, pass, run, that sort of rhythm, I think if we get into that, I think we can chew up teams' defenses. By the time you get to the beginning of the mid-third quarter, their defense is going to be ground out. Now, Gardner can start looking for Trey Tucker over the top, can start looking for DJ Turner on deep routes, Devontae Adams, etc. And it'll all be there. But see, I want to have that kind of team. I want to beat them up, get them wet, get them bleeding, and then walk them dry late in the game. You know what I mean? Get those points, get those early points, and then walk them dry. You know what I'm saying? You know, John, I'm not against trading Devontae Adams. I just don't think it's smart unless we really get something for him. So we can't, as Raider Nation, start saying, yeah, get rid of him, because if the other teams in the market hears that, then they'll get him from us for next to nothing or nothing. You know what I mean? And we can't have that. See, to me, you make deals like that from a position of strength. Right now, we have the position of strength. So if they just make a deal, make it happen, just an explosive deal, get a bunch of picks out of the Jets, you know what I mean, and go ahead and let them pair those 2 back together. And then if we ever match up against them, we get the revenge and beat them in the big game. Stephen Shaw, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Mark Vargas brings up my guy, my pick, Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers of Texas is my pick. I'm saying it now. You guys know I do this every year. If we pick Quinn Ewers over, there's something real rambunctious about the guy. He reminds me of a Gardner Minshew, but in a bigger body, young. I think Quinn Ewers, and I don't mean the play styles, I just mean between the ears. They're both kind of silly. They have great sense of humor. You know what I mean? And Quinn Ewers, he impressed the hell out of me when I looked at his stats the other night. If you look at his stats closely, one of his seasons, he had a high interception rate, and the coaching staff went to him and went, look, you can play like that. You're getting yards and touchdowns. But if you keep throwing all those interceptions, it's just going to drop your value to NFL teams, because part of being a valuable quarterback is understanding and then processing, in other words, doing it on the field, i.e., protect the ball. You know what I mean? Show a conscious understanding that this throw is okay, this one is not. This play I should throw it out of bounds, this play I should throw it deep in the slot because the guy's open. Put one right on his fingertips. Barbecue chicken. But see, I love Quinn Ewers. I think he would be perfect for this kind of offense. Move the ball down the field. Don't put all the responsibility on him, and then let him uncork one once in a while. I think it'll be beautiful. So you heard it here first. Quinn Ewers That's going to be the Raiders pick. Quinn Ewers. Well, wait a minute. Steven! Shaw! And Corinna! True. Hello! Bless you guys. Stars contribute to the show. Always help us out. Let's see. Joey Bosa's out game 1 against the Raiders, broken hand. You know, honestly, Travis Kelce, I think Joey Bosa has a broken career because he, opens less holes in offensive lines than he does opens his mouth hole. I mean, the guy just talks trash and then gets hurt, and then talks trash and then gets hurt, and then he's out for half the year, and then when he thinks he might make it back for the last 3 games of the year, he starts getting mouthy again. Who is this guy? Their whole family, the one with the Niners too. Sorry, Niner sickness, but it's too mouthy. You know I don't have a smart TV, but thanks to Roku device I just bought, I have the bear on the big screen. I appreciate that. Appreciate the anniversary love. Bob Standard, happy anniversary. Louis Hallwin, what's up, Bear? I think Devontae, will last through the season. I'm over anybody who thinks they're better than the team. Honestly, I don't know if he thinks he's better than the team. I don't want to go that far because we love the guy. He was, he gave us some nice highlights. He won a couple games for us. He hasn't given us what we hoped, but that's been just as much the fault of the offense and the quarterback and who the head coach was and yada, yada, yada. But I do see a potential, though, for us to get him to want to stay if we really do feature him in the offense and Gardner Minshew can stay on his feet. To me, that's the key. Everything else is there. See, everyone's talking about different facets of the team. I've got people talking about the tight ends, okay, and the offensive line. Then I've got people who think the wide receiver room. And then there's others who take the running backs, though. Is it going to be Zamir? Is it going to be Alexander Madison, Joe? What are we going to do with Bear? Come on, tell us, Joe Bear. Okay, here it is. It all comes together if quarterback comes together. It's that simple. We have a team that's potentially explosive if we get good play at quarterback. That's all there is. That's all there is left. See, for example, you have 2 all-pros at tight end. You have all-pros at tackle and guard. You have an all-pro at wide receiver and a pretty damn good number 2. You've got some lightning deep route receivers in Turner and Tucker, okay? There's no excuse for this offense not to be explosive. Not to mention 2 banger running backs and a third in Amir Abdullah who can make you miss and buy for 15 yards or better if you don't get your act together as a defense, bring that man down. So Tony Shepard, what's up? Welcome to the show. But don't you like, though, the fact that you're seeing us making moves? We're making moves. We're being aggressive. We're bringing in guys. For example, let me go back to what we were talking about just a moment ago. Nope, that's not it. That's not it either. There we go. The Raiders signed quarterback Darnay Holmes from the Giants. He was originally a 110th overall pick in the 4th round. Real nice. If you want to, after the show, if you haven't already, watch a YouTube video of Darnay Holmes. You will love it. There are moments where you can see them scouting a play and saying, look at how he does this here, and this is why the play is, successful. Because, see, Darnay can play safety, but he's also a cover corner, so he can come down. Think of him like Nate Hobbs. You know our guy, Nate Hobbs, the real nice nickel defensive back, but has the body, the speed and the physique to play safety too, and come up at the nickel and play the run, or still have the speed to run underneath with guys in the slant or running backs. This is what Darnay Holmes is, a scrappy, fast, sure tackler. It's going to be nice having this guy out there because I'm telling you, Darnay Holmes will see snaps. I that to me is the biggest compliment I can give to the guy. He's going to see snaps because after watching his video, he's going to see snaps. Okay, now we also claimed defensive tackle Jonah Lalua. That's the kid who was released on waivers by the Indianapolis Colts. I know for a fact that they were bummed about that, and Thomas Harper, the Los Angeles Chargers were bummed about that. So now with Thomas Harper, you have a genuine center. So now we can move that other kid, Darnay. I got to get used to their names. Wait a minute. There we go. Darnay Holmes. We can move Darnay Holmes now from time to time into that other corner nickel, move him in as a dime, yet still have Thomas Harper in the safety position. I like that a lot. As far as dimensions on our big defensive tackle, Jonah Lalu, he is 6'5", 292 pounds. That's a big dude. It was a 7th-round pick, 234th overall, so he's somewhat of a project. Let's see. Harper is 5'10", 195 pounds. And initially entered the league as an undrafted free agent with the Chargers before being waived at final roster cutdowns. Harper played for 4 seasons at Oklahoma State before transferring to Notre Dame. Okay. In 2023, as a member of the Fighting Irish, Harper played in 11 games, had 10 starts. He recorded 39 tackles. 25 of those were solo, 6 tackles for a loss. Okay. 2 sacks, 3 passes defensed, 1 quarterback hit, and 1 forced fumble. Okay. So he was active. Also, we brought back, I mentioned we brought back, what was the name? Was it MJ Devonshire? Yes, MJ Devonshire is back, and as we were saying before, Byron Young is gone. I think the Byron Young replacement is obvious. It is this guy, Jonah Lalu, and kind of excited after seeing a little bit of tape of Jonah Lalu as well. Let's see. Facts. Bear. Run game is the key to our offense. Well, I don't disagree with that in any way. I think that it's going to be a tight end running back offense. The running backs will get the majority of the calls. The tight ends will do the major attacking, going for 7 and 15-yard routes here and there. And also, Brock Bowers has lined up at running back in the past. We don't understand how gifted this guy is because as Raider fans, when we drafted him, everybody went, what are we doing? We're getting a tight end? We got a tight end, you know what I mean? And then people it's like, we start putting it together. We brought in an offensive coordinator that likes a 2 tight end offense. Okay. And Antonio Pierce said himself when he used to play for the Giants, he hated seeing a 2 tight end offense run by Brady and them with the Patriots because it mixed up their defense. They never knew which tight end was blocking, which one was going to run out into a route, or if they were going to hold both back to block or hold both and make them run out into the pattern and make the other team's linebackers second guess what they're doing and cover them. So see, it's an offense that can really screw with the defense's mind. There's an old saying, keep them on their heels. And that's basically what you're doing. You're taking the blitz, the aggressiveness, that we're going to get them, knock their quarterback down. You take that rage out of them, and you make them go more like, oh, man, what's coming now? Are they going to go to the slant? Are they going to do a bubble screen? Oh, wait, it might be a late draw. Set hike! And then while they're thinking and talking to themselves and talking to their teammates, ball gets snapped, they get fooled. And on every single play, there could be 5 to 6 people in a pattern, so there should be someone open, at least one person in one of those routes on virtually every play. Virtually every play, unless the defense is in a dime, and even then, it's still going to be hard to pick all that up. Mr. R8RBEAR, Mr. Cosby has to put Mr. Sissy Man Mahomes down and put him down hard and often. I like that I had often at the end, Tommy. That was good. Hi, Tommy. Yes, Mark Vargas, Quinn Ewers, 6'2", 210. All right, so he's not actually bigger than. Why does Gardner Minshew just does not look that big to me? Because if I remember correctly, he's like 226. So maybe it's those legs. I know he's got like big, just trunk legs. So maybe it's just he's got those big legs. Steven Shaw! All right. Bear, how can we be talking about draft picks when we have no idea where we're going to finish? Well, honestly, we always do this. The Raiders are always trying to be in it. I don't think we've ever really tanked. So, with that being said, that always leaves you around the middle, middling in the first round at 8th, 13th, stuff like that. We almost always end up with picks like that. Now, if we end up with a 1 or 2 pick, then we could end up with Shador and whoever else. But I just don't think that's going to happen. We're going to pick 8th or 7th or 9th, something like that. And when we do, we'll get Quinn Ewers, and we'll be fine. I like the kid. Come on, man. I picked Nate Hobbs. I was right. I picked Aiden O'Connell. I was right. I picked Henry Ruggs. I was sort of right on that one. I mean, he was good. But I did predict that we would draft him out of the other two receivers that were offered that year in that really sexy lineup that came out of Oklahoma. We got the best one. He just doesn't know how to drive because he's an idiot. Sorry, Tina. Love you, girl. And your dog in heaven. Much love. Yeah, Jim Garrison, it's a joke. I would have just traded him by now and just get what you can get for him. I mean, can't they tell he's injury prone? I mean, the guy commands top dollar, but he's just going to get 9 sacks and get hurt, you know. But 9's still pretty good for a guy that can't finish the season. Mark Vargas, I don't mention whether it's practice squad or on the team. I don't do it. He's a Raider. Because we could just bring him up at any moment and he'd be playing. Quinn plays for Texas. The Longhorns, I believe it is. Well, Jesse, I wouldn't go that far. He's not Randy Moss 2.0 because he's playing. At least he's playing. We can't do that. He's been professional. He just talks too much. That's, you know. But that's to be expected, you know what I mean? He's a famous guy. He's a good-looking kid. He's rich, and the cameras are constantly in his face. And if he just doesn't give comments, then he looks like a jerk for that. So, you know. Troy Gill, I'll be honest with you. I think he retired last season and just didn't tell the Jets. I think that was a retirement package. Because remember, whatever guaranteed money he negotiated in that deal, he gets that whether he plays it down or not. So he'll come out next year, and maybe he'll get out through the season. Maybe he'll make it on the actual field before he tears his lower lumbar region or whatever else. Camo. Bow. Camo. Archie Manning and Quinn Ewers are in the quarterback battle, Bear. Well, yeah. Arch Manning... you got me on that one. Arch Manning is definitely interesting. You got to wonder if they don't go with the pedigree over Quinn Ewers. I just don't know if I would do that, though. I know he's a Manning, okay? So we instantly associate that with his brothers. But should we? I mean, does anyone really think that Eli Manning was as good as Peyton Manning? I mean, he led the league in interceptions a couple, at least twice that I know of. He led the league in interceptions. You know what I mean? He just, you know, I don't know. I feel like that family got one, you know, because remember the dad wasn't that good. He could run around, not get sacked, and he was tough. He got hurt a lot. He didn't win anything, and he was on a bad, terrible Saints team. Then his son Peyton came, and he was great. Eli came, and you know, and he won 2 rings, you know. But I feel like he just fell into those. Yeah, I really do. If you look back to some of the things that happened to that Giants team when they were playing the Patriots, it's just outrageous how things went the Giants' way. Okay, let's see. I would probably still go with Quinn Ewers. R8RBEAR, do you think naming Minshew as the starter will light a fire in O'Connell or shatter whatever remaining confidence he might have? I think that Aiden O'Connell is a super low-key kid. And I think that he has everything he needs to become tough enough and be the guy that wins the job. He just has to stop jerking around and do it. And I think there was a little bit of struggle for him with getting the playbook together. I think he understood some of it, but not all of it. And for whatever reason, and I have to believe this is true because I just think it's true, Gardner Minshew did not outplay him. They played relatively the same. The difference is Gardner Minshew is confident, and Aiden O'Connell is quiet like a Mennonite. I mean, he's just too, you know, he's too reserved. He's mousy. You know, not on the field. He calls the plays. He barks the signals. He's got command, you know, but I just feel like he needs, you know, a little bit more seasoning, and he's going to taste just right. Yeah, AP and Tom pushing the right buttons. Yep. Rick Samarano, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Raider fan, I see you there. Louis Hallwin, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Bear, I like the kid Bradley. We have to take chances, and sometimes those chances pay off. Go for broke. Louis Hallwin, I want to agree with you. I just think that the structure of the business that is the NFL, contracts, where people were drafted, dictates those things now. So as a coach, it would be looked at as reckless to take a chance on a kid with that little experience when you don't have to. For example, if you just felt like he should be in front of AOC2 and Gardner Minshew gets hurt, well, send Carter out there, and then he throws 3 picks and gets his knee blasted, and we look stupid. And so you have to be pretty sure. And I don't even know if we've gotten enough snaps out of Carter Bradley for AP to say I'm going to risk the opening of my career as a head coach on that. Even on Gardner Minshew, it's swallow hard and pray. In my opinion, I think he's ready with confidence, but he needs to learn some more things. Rick, I don't disagree with that at all. Rick Samaro Ayak gets his bag. My opinion, not worth that amount. Rick, he's not worth it no matter what amount it was. See, the Niners looked into the abyss and blinked. Because we all know the golden rule. And if you don't know it, I'll give it to you right now, short and sweet. Every owner has one principle. Build a team and then make a run through the season with that team. Now, if you get into the playoffs, all right. Now, I, as the owner, can say to the players, great job. Now, those of you who want to get re-signed, those of you who are looking for bonuses, those of you who are still here and looking for 4-year deals, go win. Because if you don't bring back a ring, I'm not financing a loser. See, because you got all the way to the ring and you lost. Now, no matter how good you are as an NFL team, the odds of you making it right back the next season to the Super Bowl are low. That's why the way the Patriots are doing it the Chiefs are doing it right now, by NFL standards, you'd have to be impressed. They've been back to the Super Bowl enough times in a row, or not necessarily in a row, but within the last 5 years, etc., a lot. Now, that's on us because that's our rival. We've got to stop them when they're climbing the ladder like that. Now, we only get 2 shots at them, but we got to get them on those 2 shots, and then other teams then, like the Chargers and the Broncos, have to do their job. Even if they don't necessarily have winning seasons, you have to stop that team. Now, in my opinion, you have to stop that team not just because we hate Patrick Mahomes, not because he just has stupid blue eyes, and he sounds like Kermit the Frog, and he has a weird brother that won't stay off social media no matter how humiliating it is to him and his brother and his parents and his family and his legacy. Patrick Mahomes' brother's a whack job. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going forward. Dustin King! My heavyweight champion tonight. Appreciate you, brother. John Rogers Jr., what's up? Welcome to the show. Okay, real quick. This is not really super interesting. It's just something that happened. Former Raiders first-round pick was convicted on 3 counts of murder. This was actually a retrial of Anthony Smith from a thing that happened in 1999 and 2001. There was actually 2 separate murders. He was found guilty on both, and he is supposed to be... hold on. I'm looking at it one more time because I couldn't remember if... Okay. Deliberations in the arraigned custody without bail. Yeah, okay, so deliberations for the case begin October 21st. So the case is still pending, but now he has another actual murder charge against him. So he has 2 against him. And again, that's Anthony Smith. It's just, ugh. What are you going to do? But it's Raider news. I got to report it. The word going around about Brock Bowers and his situation with his health, and not being very specific, but Antonio is making it, Coach AP is making it very clear that he won't miss the opening of the season. If all goes well, he won't miss the opening of the season. More importantly, he's ready to go. He doesn't feel any pain. Brock Bowers is ready to go. But AP just feels like this is early. You know what I mean? We have all of next week in camp as well. So he's just telling him, just take it easy. What's one more day or 2? You know what I mean? Let's wait till we get to Friday. I'll let you work Friday. Then Saturday and Sunday, you guys go home. Come back next week. We fire it up again. That way you have a whole nother part of rest. But you got to get out there and show me you're all right. There's going to be something like that. with Brock Bowers, so we'll see. Okay, so Tom Brady's in the news yet again for another humiliating reason. I'm just kidding. It's not humiliating. It's just kind of weird. His TV gig that he has with Fox Sports is going to be restricted in a multitude of ways. He's only going to be able to get so much access to teams because he could in effect affect gambling lines, as he would be a part owner of the Raiders, but then would also be able to walk in and out of any locker room of any other opposing team. And so the owners throughout the league felt like that was an unfair advantage for the Raiders, that he could gain and glean information about those teams, give it back to the coaching staff of the Raiders, which obviously would benefit Tom in the long run because they'd be winning and helping him out. And I just think that that cheating human Ken doll's at it again. Now he's just trying to do it for the nation. Ultimately, it's for his own pocketbook, but we end up benefiting in the end, I think. The worst part is, now that he wants to do it for us, he'll get caught. You know, back then when he got caught for the Patriots, he already had all the rings. If he wins us the ring first and then he gets caught, well, that's okay. We'll sacrifice you as a lamb. They'll fire him as an owner, cut him out of the league as a punishment for all this cheating. But we'll keep the ring, though. Even his copy, we just won't even send it to him. Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Tariq McAllister from the locker room. This team needs better play at quarterback position, but that doesn't mean they won't get it. Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew have proven that they can do the job. One young man the Raiders want to watch and continue to grow is Tariq McAllister. We recently caught up with him in the locker room, and everything he said below, you can watch it in the comments in this video, blah, blah, blah. It's where am I looking at? That way I can tell you guys where it's at. This one's on Sports Illustrated. This is an article about the Raiders in Sports Illustrated, and it's covering Tariq McAllister, what his role could be with us. They asked him questions and answers, and I won't go into all that because it's long. But they basically asked him how he feels, feeling the difference between cornerbacks that were in the pros and cornerbacks that he faced when he was in college, and how they differ and so on. I thought that was an interesting question, so you guys have to go check that out. Possible correction, R8RBEAR. An argument can be made that McMoron tanked his first year to get rid of Carr and lure Brady, or he could just be that stupid. No, I think they just wanted to get rid of Brady. I think Mark Davis wanted to get rid of Brady. I think by using the clause, it saved him a certain amount of money. I know it did. I just don't remember exactly what that total was because it was a while back. Eli Manning gets into the Hall of Fame only because he beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl and stopped them from going undefeated. Not only that, brother, I like the profile pic. I like the American flag and Raider logo. That's cool. I have that same one. I'll wear that next time. But Eli Manning should not be in the Hall of Fame. But then again, we can say that now about a lot of guys. That we just have to accept the Hall of Fame is watered down. It just is. When I say a player's name to you, okay? If I say Kenny Stabler, you go, yep, Hall of Famer. There's no, you don't think about it. You don't go, I wonder if he had enough yards, or did he have enough touchdowns? No, you see, you don't do that. And if you do that about a person, then they're not a Hall of Famer. See, that's my graduate. That's my tool. If I don't instantly think you are, then you're not. And in my opinion, that's fair. More than fair. For example, why would I want someone in the Hall of Fame that hasn't done something that's blown me away, and has stats, and is fast, and has won rings? Those are people. Michael Irvin, Hall of Fame. Tim Brown, Hall of Fame. Ronnie Lott, Hall of Fame. You don't think about it. Marcus Allen, Hall of Fame. You don't think about it. It's no thought. See what I mean? So if you have someone on your mind, Eli Manning, Dan Fouts, why? Why Dan Fouts? I mean, I know he's in. What did he win? A few games in between the lines of the season, and you're off to win nothing again. No, but it was pretty while he ran it, though, wasn't it? Who cares? Hit that tight end. I believe his name was Gates all those years. So what? I mean, who really remembers any of that? Nobody. Not now. They're not even in the San Diego anymore. You know what I mean? It's a shame. LaDainian Tomlinson, that running back? No. If you have to think about it. Bo Jackson? Hall of Famer. LaDainian Tomlinson? No. Then no. Just no. The Donkeys and the Chargers need to step their game up. They need to give the Chiefs their fair share of L's. I agree. We're the only ones giving them any competition, and it's time for that to change. Hashtag, let's win the division. I think this is the best time ever. I think this is the best time ever for us to get the Chiefs. Ever. They have lost pieces. And like I was saying previously, and I kind of got off track, was just basically, when you go to a Super Bowl, if you lose, the owner's not going to pay you to make another run, maybe. I'm not going to give you 2 and 3 year deals with guaranteed money and all this stuff and lock myself into this team that already proved once when it got to the mountaintop, it couldn't get it done. So see, to me, you start dumping pieces, you bring in pieces that replace those pieces, but you have a nucleus, the coach, the quarterback, and then one expensive piece, i.e. at running back or at wide receiver or at tight end. A star that's an offensive weapon that can win some games for you. Once you have those three things in place, you just rotate the rest of whatever around it. The offensive line has to be fantastic, but as far as the other players at other positions, you just get guys. And you can win with that. The Chiefs have shown that. The Chiefs have been beating the league with one quarterback, Travis Kelce, and a bunch of guys running around at wide receiver and running back. And be honest, if I sat you down and said, name 5 of their players at wide receiver, tight end, or running back, you couldn't do it. I can't do it because they're all nobodies. And year after year, they just rotate in guys, but they keep that nucleus. Quarterback, coach, tight end. And for a while there, when they had Tyreek Hill, they were really, that was when they were really good. But see, now they've lost a lot of that. You see what I mean? Travis Kelce's talking about retirement. He looked slower than ever last year. He still had a good season, but he's not going to be the same guy. Charlie Rockwhite, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Bro, how do you feel about Shedeur Sanders? I think we should trade up for him. Charlie Rockwhite, I just don't think we're going to be able to. I think we're going to have one of those Raider seasons where we're going to get wins, we're going to do well, but we're probably going to be somewhere in the middle of the first round. If we're anywhere from 8 down, 8, 9, 10, 11, if we're anywhere like that, we have to be inside the top 8 to have any chance. And when I mean any chance, I mean you'd have to also, make a trade up from that 8th spot if you were in the top 8, because you're not going to get him at 8. There's no way. Another team might pick him just to be in front of you and make you have to pay them to get him with extra picks and cash and who knows what else. You still want him, Raiders? I got him right here. But you could have been quicker than that. But I just don't think Shedeur Sanders is in the cards. When's the last time you remember the Raiders making an aggressive move to the top of a draft choice to get a quarterback? I'll wait. No, I won't, because I'd be here for a long time. But I think Quinn Ewers of Texas is going to fall to us, and I think it's going to be nice. I'm going to say it. Shady Brady is the Jeff Gordon of football. Wow. Oh, I like that. Yes. NASCAR humor. Kelce needs to just retire and go on tour already. Yeah, with his his new girlfriend, Swiftie. Is that right? Taylor Swift, something like that. Anyway, he's pretty much done. When you know how it is. We've all seen this at least once or twice in our lives when you've watched NFL football and some player is getting older and he says the R word. He's thinking about retirement. Once you say that, you're retired. Remember, look at Tom Brady. He said, I'm thinking about it, guys. I'm thinking about it. And then he did. And then he came back because he didn't think he was ready to do it. And he wins again. He goes out again. Now he's done. He won't come back. And I don't like that. Raider fans are hoping he's going to walk down the aisle from the luxury box and come throw a few dimes for us. That's not going to happen. I don't want that to happen, and you don't either. And if you do, don't talk to me about it. Just don't tell me. So I'll put foots in you, and then I'll be done with that. All right, you guys. Alexa, resume. Even if I say resume, she gets what I'm saying. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. R8RBEAR! Come at me tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I'm auctioning off this super dope pair of earbuds. Raiders NFL endorsed Raider buds. Right here, tomorrow night. R8RBEAR family page. Don't miss me. You know what.